Nate Diaz defeated his longtime rival Jorge Masvidal in a boxing match, and the biggest beneficiary from their fight was Conor McGregor. Additionally, there's an offer for Alex Pereira to box against Anthony Joshua, one of the world's best heavyweight boxers. Anthony Joshua suggests that Alex Pereira should also try boxing. We will discuss everything in this video, but before that, please like the video and subscribe to the channel to enjoy UFC combat sports content in English. Yesterday, Nate Diaz fought Jorge Masvidal in a boxing match. If you have been following the UFC, you know that Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal's rivalry has been going on for a long time. They had a fight in the UFC for the first BMF Baddest Mother title when it was introduced, and it was said that Nate Diaz should have won that BMF title. He was winning the fight, but as we all know, Jorge Masvidal performed well. But in the later rounds, when Nate Diaz was making a comeback and was actually coming back, he got a cut above his eyebrow, and the fight was stopped by doctor stoppage, and the victory was given to Masvidal. Since then, this rivalry has been brewing, and people wanted to see a rematch. Although it would have been more fun to watch this fight in the UFC, we got to see Nate Diaz versus Jorge Masvidal in boxing. And personally, I was shocked by Nate Diaz's performance in this boxing fight. I did not expect Nate Diaz to perform so well. If you look at their fighting styles, Masvidal is a striker, his boxing is decent. I would not say very good, but still, it was better than Nate Diaz's. But still, in this fight, he could not implement his game plan, and this proves that Jorge Masvidal was a journeyman in the UFC. He built his entire career on that one knee to Ben Askren. But if we see here, Masvidal's striking was not very good, and that's why Nate Diaz won this fight by majority decision. Jorge Masvidal's fans are saying this is a robbery, and the fight should have been given to Masvidal. Definitely, one judge's score of 97-92 is hard to understand. Nate Diaz did not win by such a large margin. But if I had to score the fight and choose a winner, I would definitely choose Nate Diaz after watching the fight. The main reason is that Nate Diaz threw a lot of volume in this fight. Over 1,000 punches were thrown, which is a crazy number from both fighters. At least it was not a boring, sluggish fight. It was a good fight. If you look at it, the volume was much higher from Nate Diaz, and Masvidal was only able to connect good counter shots. From this fight, the biggest beneficiary was Conor McGregor because he placed a bet of almost $500,000 on Nate Diaz before the fight. After the fight, Nate Diaz won, and Conor McGregor's payout was $1.6 million, which is around 12 to 14.4 crore INR. There are even reports that Conor McGregor earned more from this fight through sports betting than Nate Diaz and Jorge Masvidal earned from fighting. Regarding Alex Pereira, Anthony Joshua suggested that Alex Pereira should try boxing, and Alex Pereira replied that he is already 37 years old and does not have much time left in his career. But if an opportunity or a good opponent comes, he will definitely try boxing. I think Alex Pereira can become more popular in MMA if he continues his run compared to boxing. Boxing is definitely a part of MMA, but boxers are experts in their boxing ring. I am not saying Alex Pereira cannot beat anyone in boxing. If his punch connects, definitely. But we all know Alex Pereira lands his left hook because he uses a variety of other attacks that create openings for his left hook. In boxing, you only have your two hands available. You lose your kicks, elbows, and many other things you use for feints. That's why I think it is better for Alex Pereira to stick to UFC and mixed martial arts. Some people will definitely say that Francis Ngannou went into boxing and earned $20 million, $10 million from one fight. UFC pays less, but it opens different opportunities for you. If you see Alex Pereira traveling around the world, doing different sponsorship deals, he is making money from that as well because he is more popular. Boxing fights are not as popular nowadays. Boxing is more concentrated in America and Europe, whereas MMA is reaching a wider audience. That's why I think an MMA superstar will become more popular than boxing stars in the future, and there will be more opportunities outside the ring. Inside the ring, you can only fight for a limited time, but if you generate some income source or cash flow outside the ring, it will be beneficial for you in the long term. If you become a UFC champion, your brand value increases significantly. Boxing also has brand value, but only a handful of boxers have significant brand value and reach a wider audience. What is your opinion on this? Should Alex Pereira go into boxing or not? Please let me know in the comment section below. If you liked the video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video with the next update. Bye-bye.